Hello to all my DIY mechanics. Today I will show you how to do an oil change on your Renault Trafic identical to the Opel Vivaro and the Nissan Primastar. First of all, this video is not meant to be an instruction, but is only intended to assist you. I am not liable for any damages to the vehicle, nor for any injuries. Another warning, as oil is extremely harmful to the environment, it's very important to catch every single drop of it, as one drop of oil pollutes 600 to 1000 liters of water, so you really have to be careful there. Okay, now let's get started. For demonstration purposes, I've rented a lift in a friend's workshop, which makes it easier to show. However, in theory, you can change the oil while your vehicle is parked or jacked up, as long as you have enough space to work underneath and to fit a suitable container to catch the oil. Keep also in mind that in many cities there are regulations that prohibit oil changes on private property. Therefore, if possible, I would recommend going to a rental workshop. You'll still save money compared to having a professional perform the oil change, and you'll be on the safe side. If you're doing this in your own garage, you'll need a container that can hold at least 10 liters, preferably 20 or more. There are 7.7 liters of oil in the car, and as mentioned earlier, it's crucial that none of it spills, splashes or overflows. It's also a good idea to place the container on a piece of cardboard to ensure that even the last drop is captured and doesn't seep into the groundwater. There are heavy penalties for environmental violations, and rightfully, so be extremely cautious in this regard. Alright, once you have a suitable container in place, you can unscrew the oil drain plug on the oil pan right here. For this vehicle, you'll need a special oil service wrench, which can be purchased individually or, as in my case, in various sizes on one wrench. Use it to remove the plug. As soon as the plug is out, the oil will start draining. Be cautious, depending on whether you've been driving the vehicle beforehand, the oil can be very hot, so be sure to move your hand in time. Once most of the oil has drained out and it's only dripping, you can screw in the new plug with a new gasket and tighten it securely. It's important to use a new plug and new gasket, since the old one is likely no longer 100% oil tight. Next, you'll need to replace the oil filter. To do this, unscrew the oil filter housing using the ratchet and a 27mm socket. The housing is made out of plastic, so don't apply too much force, but it should come off without much difficulty. When loosening and pulling out the filter, oil will flow out relatively uncontrollably, so once again ensure that the container is correctly positioned and large enough, and again watch out for your hands not to get burned. The oil filter is clipped into the oil filter cover. A little tug and you'll have it in your hand. Also be mindful that it might be hot. Now remove the old gasket from the oil filter housing. If you're using a screwdriver for this, be careful not to damage the threads. Then insert the new gasket. It's essential to lubricate the gasket with a bit of oil so that it seals well and it doesn't get damaged when you tighten it. Now press the new oil filter back in. The new filter only fits in one direction, so don't force it. Then you can screw the filter and housing back in. Start by hand as far as possible to minimize the risk of damaging the threads due to misalignment. Then use a ratchet to tighten it. I don't have the exact torque specifications right now. I usually do it by feel. Not overly tight, but definitely not too loose. And if anyone has the torque value, please feel free to share it in the comments. The old oil is now drained. The oil drain plug with the new gasket and the new filter with the new gasket are securely in place. Now you can refill with new oil. As mentioned earlier, there's a total of 7.7 liters. Some residual oil might still be in there, so I'd suggest pouring in about 7 liters to begin with, then letting the engine run at idle for about 5 seconds to let the oil filter fill, then recheck the oil level and top up if necessary. And there you have it! You have successfully completed the oil change on your Renault Trafic, Opel Vivaro or Nissan Primastar. You can pour the old oil in the empty containers in which the new oil came and return it in the place of purchase. Sellers are obligated to take back the same quantity of used oil that they sell, and ensure it's properly disposed. I hope this video has been helpful and you feel now confident about performing an oil change on your vehicle. I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription, as it helps this channel a lot. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Wishing you a smooth and successful oil change, and we'll see you next time. Bye.